Thank you. Really well down here. Woo! Good morning, all. Very informal meeting at the town hall, not a workshop. I know there's some confusion. We're still working, trying to get everything resolved. I know the news and views, we're doing some updates with phone numbers and different people that are supposed to be here. So it's one thing at a time, and the website's a mess, so I'm working with Andrea in order to be able to resolve some of those issues as well. But everything takes time, and with the storm surges we've had and the lightning we've had, it's been okay. And just calm down. Jane's ahead of me.
I get a little.
So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because I know that some people were concerned about no notification. With the town hall, there will be an email that goes out. As far as posting, we may wind up posting it, but a town hall is not a formal meeting, so you guys will all be aware of that. So anyway, I would appreciate it if everybody would be respectful, take off your hats, turn off your phones, get ready for the meeting, and rise for a moment of silence and the pledge of allegiance. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God. It's freezing here.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I think the way that we're gonna do this is we're each gonna take a few minutes and report on what we do know and what we have updated and. Use your microphone, Me, I think because I can hear myself so well down here, I don't need it. Everyone is gonna do their updates on the committees that they have. And anything new that we know that's going on, or going to be going on. And we're gonna open it up to you guys for Q&A, so. Jane. Really? I'll give you a couple.
I have no.
We'll save this until after.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jane.
Well, Jane,
I don't know. Maybe she just needs a reminder. We've done several things in the office, so. We've worked on, it's okay.
there's so much that it's all like one big jumble in my head. I mean, we're in the office every day. We did hire 3 people for the gatehouse, 2 for the night and 1 for the day shift. We've also hired a code enforcement person that's going to be part-time, and his hours and his days are going to vary. It's only 2 days a week, different hours, sometimes coming in very early morning to check for anybody parked on the street and that kind of thing. So he's very flexible. He can come in anytime we want him to come in. He said he'll be here. So, but it's only a couple of days just to help with that. And we have the 2 new people in the office that are working out very well so far. Dawn and Doreen, they're working out well. Doreen's part-time, 2, sometimes 3 days a week, and Dawn is full-time.
What are their positions?
What's their job?
They're helping May, because one person trying to do everything May was getting really stressed out. So Dawn is helping May with all that, and also trying to, once the RV park gets walked through, she'll be able to help with that paperwork and everything, because that was a kind of a mess.
May's job?
What's May's job?
She's over here mumbling.
Yeah, I know. Sandy, usually you just go right out with it.
She's just mumbling over here, so I'm her voice.
So May is our office person, and she's the one at the window typically when you come in to pay a bill, answering the phone, doing the, when a house sells in here, she's got a ton of stuff she has to do. She's doing that kind of thing. She gives out new resident packets. She answers, people are coming in constantly to the office that just have questions that could easily be answered by phone, but a lot of them just like that one-on-one.
I tried that yesterday, and the gal I got answered phone, she said, I have no clue.
That was probably Doreen, yeah. Yeah, and we've told them, please don't try to answer a question. If you're not absolutely sure of the answer, don't give an answer that you think sounds good, just don't answer and leave it, that's good. And leave it for May, and it's a very slow learning process because not every day is the same day. Every day presents different things that come up. So it's gonna take them a while to really learn the full, the complex of what May does. We're also gonna be having them scanning in files. Every lot has a file, every UBL. So if a house has been sold several times, the file is this thick. So we're going to be trying to get the files all scanned in because we're running out of file space for one thing, but we want to try to eliminate that so that only the current residents are in the file.
What's the standard outlet of the office manager?
That is like we're in this bog of, we're having trouble, from what I've been told by one of them. We've got headhunters now looking because this area, we've got a local company looking, but they're not having luck at all. Because in this area, there's nobody that has the license you need to hold to be the CAM. So we've got other people that are out in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Land O'Lakes looking, but the problem is getting someone either to drive in because nobody, they haven't found anybody that wants to relocate to the area. So one of them has told me that is the biggest problem is because of where we're located. Like if we were in Tampa, St. Pete, any of that area, we'd have no problem. But because of where we are, that's a huge problem. So.
Okay, so I want to speak to the GM piece because I hear some feedback out there about bringing Arlene back. I just want to let everybody know that each one of the people that are on the board and the people in the office are very well versed, and if we're not, we have a team of attorneys that are now being utilized. And they're very good at what they do. They're also very good at directing us in ways that we'll be able to resolve some issues that have been taking place for quite some time. As far as hiring back people at this point, I don't believe that we'll be hiring back anybody that is no longer here. I believe that we're going to move forward and hopefully in a positive direction. And I do know that they do have a lead on one, but I'm not sure where that will wind up going down. We have to make sure that they're the right person, they're the right fit. And it can't be somebody that's bombarded. So from this point forward, we don't discuss this at the office, we discuss it elsewhere. We have a legal meeting coming up on Friday. It was posted this morning because we finally had internet and phone system back because it's spotty. And it will take my email and spit it back to me saying they can't send it. So anyway, I did send that this morning. It was confirmed that it was sent, so you'll all be getting that. We're having a legal meeting on Friday morning, and we'll be discussing, the lawyers have already completed the deed restrictions, and we have to go over them as the board and make sure they're approved, and then we bring them to you guys. So that way, everything will be done in the appropriate format. So that's what we're doing on Friday. So just to make sure that everybody's aware. So we are, who?
Bingo included in your.
We'll discuss bingo, that's for later on. My update, as far as what's going on in the park is about the Community Development Committee. They, requested a new engineer for the secondary game. We had the contract for it, the contract went to Steve, well, it went to Becker. Becker sent it on to his contractual people. They have been in the works with me, I believe his name is Chris. They've been in the works with me. There were some things in the contract that weren't quite what they thought they should be, so they're taking care of Brookridge residents. So it was sent back to them to redo that. And it was also sent back because the signatures did not have GM or president of the board, it didn't have first vice, and it didn't have the treasurer. So I made sure that all of those three would be on there because we're never gonna sign a contract solid, no, never. So anyway, that's what they're doing now. When that's completed, that will be coming back to the board meeting, hopefully this month, and we'll be voting on that because it will be completed. So that's what my update is on that. I know ABRC and ACC are working. The ACC seems to function very well, and we took care of that situation with the young lady that was at the last board meeting, and I believe that she's reformatting her new patio. So that would be nice to see that new design that she comes up with, because she's good at graphic design. And then the ABRC is brand new. It's a whole brand new committee, and they're coming up with several things. I don't see anybody here. Okay. They're coming up with several things that are really nice, and it's done in a more, in a more friendly format. It's not like a dictatorship. It's more friendly. It's more, it still brings in the violations, but it's also done in a friendlier way. It's not demand. And so those guys are all doing very well. And I think that's all I take care of right now. Okay, on to Roberta.
Good morning, everybody. First off, I'd like to applaud Catherine, Jane, and Jerry for ensuring honesty and integrity in this board of directors, because there's been so much hanky-panky going on in the last two previous boards that it's really delightful to see that we're finally getting to the bottom of some of the things that have been going on. So they've worked very, very hard, and Catherine, as acting GM, has been totally amazing.
Crazy.
Yes, crazy, but amazing too. Okay, and I want to give a shout out to Kelly, because she was assisting a member who was having some difficulty with the computer in the library. And it was a very frustrating experience, to say the least. But now, with the help of Kathy Westbrook and a few other people, this person is finally, I think, going to be able to survive here. She recently gave up driving and was in a quandary on how she was going to get her groceries and stuff. So, and we're thinking there's probably quite a few people like that, you know, in the park. So if anybody knows of anybody that's in that situation, you know, please let somebody know so we can help them out. Okay, I'm in charge of supplies, and it's becoming very orderly. We have instructed everybody that they have to give the list. They have to check over all their supplies and give me a list so that we can order every 2 weeks rather than every day, because every day isn't working for me. And it's too confusing. So this way we can get in a routine, plus the fact that when you order from Amazon, if you have things that you can order as a routine, like we get inkjets every 2 months, we get a discount over the discount, so it's even cheaper. And it was very interesting to see on the last one, I know with Kelly's ink pack, that she's on every 2 months, and it's usually in the $76. Just now, for this 2 months later, it's gonna be $87. So that's how prices have gone up in just that one area. So we're aware of how everything costs now. Let's see. unit reps. I'm the liaison to the unit reps, and we're getting new members. We've gotten a couple of new members. And today we're going to have an extra meeting to do some brainstorming, whatever you want to call it, to rewrite the SOPs that the meet board sends to us. There's a lot of misinformation on the SOP, so we're fixing that. We have to work with them to welcome new members. We are also developing some kind of a different format as to how we're going to welcome new members. We're finally getting that more coordinated. And we're going to work with Ike and Kathy Baudre from the social hour and incorporate them. I've spoken with them and they seem to want to be in with that. And what else? What else? Oh, we're gonna have an employee appreciation day. We're gonna have a quarterly employee appreciation day so that everybody in the park that works for us, both in the days and the evenings, will be able to attend. So we're gonna work that schedule out, but that's what's gonna happen soon. That's all I have right now.
Okay, I'll talk first about the budget part. The budget was done, I know Sandy Lewis had a question about it last week, or at the board meeting last. The budget was actually done by a combination of different people. Me, Val, Chrissy, Jamie, of course, I can't give you exact, the dollar amount is less than what it would be last year. Most of the increase last year had to do with the contracts that were given out. The 4 contracts totaled basically over a period of time, almost $1 million when you add them together times 5 years. So that's who made the budget out. Also, I can say a little bit about what Jamie's investigation is coming up with. She has gone back basically to 2019, and she's working from there up to here with the reserves, all kinds of stuff having to do with it. She is finding stuff, good things and bad things, and we'll know more as time goes on. I will say this, as far as I'm concerned, my primary thing since being on the board this year is making sure that the forensic audit is going to happen, because everybody voted for that last year. And any other stuff has been a minor distraction. We can say the pool, the rats, we can say the bingo, all this stuff may have been a distraction, but it's not took my mind off making sure this forensic audit goes through. And we're all committed, if something's found that puts somebody in jail, we're going to prosecute. We don't care so much about we're going to try to get most of the money back. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen because we're still going to make an example of these people that have abused this community. We know what's happening. And we know certain people have set up other employees to take the fall for some of this stuff. And we're well aware of that too.
Are you gonna name names?
Absolutely, we're gonna name names.
No names will be named though until we're 100% sure, and it's sitting in the sheriff's office. We are working very closely with the sheriff's office and will continue to do so. Because we are definitely moving forward. Wherever the chips fall, they fall. That's what we want you guys to be aware of. If they fall in the direction of a friend of yours, there's no apology for that. They probably shouldn't have done what they did, and it's up to the law to figure out where they fall into whatever category they're going to fall into.
How far back are you going?
We're going back to 2019 right now, but I believe we'll be going back to 2000.
Right now, 2019, far back.
Okay, but I have spoken with Kelly about going back to 15. So we'll see how far we can go back. I mean, Jamie, not Kelly. I'm sorry, Kelly.
And is Jamie handling it all? or is she getting help from another person to go back?
I can't answer that for Jamie. Jamie would have to answer that, and she'll be at the next board meeting if you want to ask her that question. Okay? I do want to let people know that I know that some people are having a hard time reaching the office like you did. I know that our phone numbers are all out there, and we've all made it very clear that we're all available if you can't reach, or if you have a question you can't get an answer to. Please reach out to us. We've had several people this week reach out, last week reach out because they couldn't reach them. It was, the music would come on and then it would either come off, or the music would come on, the message would get on there, and then we'd never get a message. So people are kind of wondering what's going on. That's what's going on. The storm surges have been relentless at the office. We have surges for the electrical equipment. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, shuts everything off. So just be aware that that office thing, until these storms are out of the area and quiet it down a bit, those things may be going on. Yes.
Hopefully I can speak loud enough. Has the email situation been fixed yet?
The email situation is the same. When I get a message back that tells me that it can't be sent, then I just wait and see whether or not I can send it out a little bit later. The email's having a difficulty because of the internet piece of it. And the web designer, I've reached out to the web designer. She got the file that Kelly gave me for the news and views. We're gonna try to send it again because it is, I opened it, it is compressed enough to be able to send to Andrea, which is our web designer. So Andrea and I are gonna work this afternoon and making sure that the news and views gets on there. We also have some other things that we thought had already been posted to the website that have not, because I go on there now at least twice a week to check it. I may have to go on there every day.
What I mean about email is I lived here a year
Mhm.
and given my email address to the office personally 3 times. The second time I gave it, they said they would give it to Arlene. She sent me a message confirming she had my email. I have never received anything since.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you that since cleaning out the office, and I hate to keep doing this, but since cleaning out the office, we found a file, probably about yay thick, with people requesting their emails to be added that are not added. So I'm going back through them. Some of them are no longer here. Others had changed theirs in the front office. So that's a tedious process to be able to do that. So please bear with us while we're trying to sort through files upon files upon files that we have not found anything has taken place with.
If there is anyone here that does not get the emails, if you'll come up, I'll write it down here and we'll try to get that resolved now. While we go through the files, at least yours, because you're here, yours will be included.
I do have on my bottom tray on the desk, there's a tray where everybody comes in and they'll give us a sticky note or they'll give us the paper request and then to put their email in there. Those are sitting there and we're working towards opening up the email so it will accept new ones because they closed it off at a particular point. So we have to reopen that in order to be able to resolve that issue. So we can just add somebody instead of having a special list. We'll have everybody on that email.
Also, I want to clarify, have you clarified. Workshop, I know you said it earlier, workshop versus town hall. This is a town hall. But whether it's a workshop or a town hall, can you communicate either with the news and views, which was incorrect this month, no big deal. Posting it on the door, sending it out in email, whether a town hall or a workshop, so people are aware and can make a decision to attend or not attend.
I believe that we normally do that. There has been, like I said, storm surges, emails are out, internet's down, internet's spotty. It's been spotty for almost 2.5 weeks now. We're working to try to make sure that our surge protectors are covering those things. But I did send out the email this morning explaining that because I now finally could. We have tried on several occasions to email the community and it spits back at me telling me there's an error message, can't be sent, try again later. So that's what I do. The thing is, with the workshops in the town halls, the date never changes. It's the first Wednesday of the month at 10 o'clock in the morning, whether it's a town hall or a workshop. The only difference is a workshop means that we have something that we have to vote on and we have to make a decision on. If it's a town hall, we don't have that. So this morning is a town hall. If you would like for us to post them, we can make sure that Kelly posts on the clubhouse, we'll post at the office. But if the email is not working, I can't, I can't hire one of those planes with that will go over Brookridge and,
No, the reason I brought it up is because you and I had a few minutes talking about it.
Yeah, and it has been confusing, but if we put in there workshop, because most of the time, especially lately, we've had something that we have to vote on. One way or the other, we got something to vote on. So that's what we do. We leave it in there as a workshop. If Kelly can't get to it in time, and we haven't gotten to her in time and said, nothing for us to vote on, let's just quiet it down, we'll do a town hall. That's our fault. It's a communication thing. We're trying to make sure that the communication is better, but with everything going on with that, it's hard.
I'm just taking it that step further.
Yeah,
Because there was nothing in the email, whether or not the email process was working, and because there was no posting, a lot of people thought there was nothing going on this morning.
well, it's in the news and views that it's a workshop.
I know.
It's here every first Wednesday of the month at 10 o'clock. If you want to come to the meeting, then definitely come to the meeting. Whether it's a workshop or a town hall is irrelevant, and if we can't get that information to you, I can't speak for Spectrum. And Spectrum is a real, I can't speak for them. They are our IP providers. They do the phone system for us, which sometimes we have, Kelly, sometimes we don't. And the email system, the internet, and our IT guy, we're working on that as well. So we'll keep you guys posted on the IT piece because we're ensuring that's taken care of.
I'm just saying whether a workshop or a town hall.
We'll do the very best that we can. That's all I can say.
Putting something on, if everybody comes up, it comes up.
Yeah,
People come up with
right.
paper, they don't see that paper up there on the door,
Uh-huh.
they think it's not happening.
Well, I would hope they would not think that way, but if they do, we'll make sure that we put the papers on the door. Okay, and hopefully people will at least come in and try to check it out, see if we're here. Thank you. Good morning.
Do I hear a phone? Yes.
I do.
She's working on it.
Thank you.
Is it working? Now it's working. Okay, Beverly, I've signed Unit 6. Just for a quick thing for supplies, I had requested through Kelly that we have more pitchers in the kitchen. Water pitchers, we only have 2, and we have functions, and 2's not enough, and scoops for the ice buckets. We need them. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank Kelly. Okay, just want to remind everybody, or wish you would, that resumes are due for candidates by Monday, October 27th at 7 p.m. Do you have a nominating committee?
We are,
I don't know where there it is. We are working on all of that and it's on our listing to let everybody know. We know that it's online and we know that we're here and that takes place in September and ends in October. So we have a whole listing of things that we have to let everybody know about, like sending your resumes if you want to be on the board. Agenda items, start thinking about them now if you want them on the annual meeting, because there's a cutoff date for that. So all of those things were in the news and views, and we were gonna address those today, but thank you.
Yeah, and so you'll have new election people, because those that covered it before have moved.
Those that have covered it before have moved,
Yeah,
but that's the other thing, we need election committee people that are willing to do that and nominating.
that's a big job.
Well,
A very big job.
yeah, okay.
It is, okay.
Hopefully we'll get some people that are interested in doing it. And I can tell you, anybody that's planning on putting their hat in the ring with a resume for the board cannot do either.
Cannot do.
Cannot do the election or the nominating.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So please, if you're thinking about being a part of the board, please don't fill out one of those papers because we can't do that.
Right. Having a snowbird on the board was a trial run. Our documents have not been changed, so that won't apply. We will not have a snowbird on the board?
I'm not 100% sure. I know that we spoke about all of our governing documents going to legal in order to be able to have them done, which was but at any rate, that's what's been done. They've already completed the deed restrictions, so those we'll be dealing with them on Friday. And we'll move forward however we have to move forward. I think that we have to look at the state statute and make sure that we're within that realm. And I do believe, snowbird or not, as long as they're a resident, they can apply.
They can apply
Absolutely,
according to 720?
according to 720. But we
Our
are
documents
checking.
have not been changed.
Our what?
Our documents have not been changed.
Our documents are changing, and yes, they have changed.
Will they
They
change
were
in
voted
time?
on.
Will they change in time for this?
I'm not 100% sure, but we have to follow the state statute.
Okay.
That's what we will follow.
Has Richard resigned?
I have no knowledge of Richard resigning.
He hasn't attended my phone for many, many meetings.
I know that Richard was convalescing. I haven't heard from him.
Okay,
That's all I know.
okay, thank you.
We sent him a get well card. That's what we've done. Correct. I can tell you that the letter has gone out to Richard due to the fact that he has missed his meetings, and we're waiting for a response from him.
Lucille Dwyer, your report. Do it properly. Just one question. Legally, how many positions are going to be available on the board?
Well, I'm not aware of that right now. I don't know what Richard is doing.
No.
We're waiting for Richard, and legally, with the people that sit on the board right now, we only have one.
One position open.
That's what I'm aware of. We have David.
Now, are you talking at this moment or for?
At this moment, not knowing what
You can't
Richard
talk about
plans to
forward.
do,
Oh, okay.
because who had, I think it was only Mr. Henry that was gonna have to reapply to be on the board?
No, that's not true.
Okay, I'm just getting a clarification.
Okay, clarification would be, Jane had a year, so she'll need to have her resume in.
Okay,
Roberta would have to. Jerry's all set. I'm all set for another year. Richard is all set for another year, and Val is all set.
right.
So we have one position
Yes.
with these two, so 1, 2, and 3, but as it stands right now, we only have one position that's open. When this election year piece comes up, there'll be 3.
Just to clarify, meaning whoever puts in to be on the board, whichever amount, whether one person, 3 people, 10 people, there is only gonna be one position to be filled this year.
I think you're getting confused.
Okay, I just want clarification.
Right now, we have one position until the vote goes on. If these two take back their positions that they have now on as a board seat, but they have to run and be voted in.
Okay, so technically there'll be 3 positions.
There will be
Even though
3
2 have
positions.
already been on the board and they
But-
plan to continue.
As of today, there's only one. That's what you asked.
Okay, then I'll ask it differently.
Okay.
I don't want to confuse anybody. Okay,
Doing a hell of a job.
basically, there will be 3 opportunities for people to get voted in.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Correct, without Richard. Correct. Right, we don't know what he's doing right now. Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so
If we're all good, I'll go on to the next piece. Well, actually, did you want to speak to that or do you want me to? I'll speak to it. Okay. Okay, somebody asked about bingo. I have the paperwork up here. Anybody's more than welcome to come take a look at it. And we are working with the attorney because this paperwork was not given to us by the bingo people. This paperwork was gotten by me online because I have an alert, because I wanted to make sure that if Friday Night Bingo was doing their due diligence for their licensing, that we would be aware. So this is what we're aware of. You are more than welcome to come up and take a look at it. They applied for a not-for-profit, which means they are a corporation. They're a business. We cannot, within Brookridge, have a business within a business. I'm waiting for Steve to clarify a couple of other things. They were requested to file for a 5013C, and that's not what this is. And if you look at the top of it, I've got the Sunbiz here, and I also have their paperwork from the county, which they have yet to give us, which states that they have gone after the being a corporation. So it is called Friday Night Bingo Corporation. So that's up here. I'm not really sure what we can do with this at this point. We're waiting for them to address us, and then we'll figure out where to go from here. Hopefully that this was just some sort of they didn't quite understand and we can rearrange this. I'm not sure. But if they are a business, they would, just like the other places that have come to offer their bingo for Friday night, they come to us because they are not for profit. Therefore, they're a corporation, they're a business, and they can work anywhere they want to. But we can't, I don't believe, according to what I'm being told, we can't have a business within a business at Brookridge. So I don't know what this is all about. I just wanted to make sure. Kelly?
There's a relevant question online, and the question is, what about Tuesday night bingo?
Tuesday night bingo is the same as Friday night bingo, we were told, but we are waiting. I still have my alert on there. I'm waiting for their paperwork to come through. So I'll have that. I'm hopeful that they'll bring it forward if they have done it separately. But if they've done it as a not-for-profit, we can't, there's nothing we can do with that. Yeah, but that would be a separate entity, so we'd be able to work separately with them.
Okay, what about the the Monday night entertainment, the Thursday night entertainment, how are they listed?
They're listed as, I don't know, to my knowledge, they are listed as nonprofits. They're not supposed to make money at all. It's not a business within a business. So what they do is, when they get up to a certain amount, they donate beautiful chair sets because they need to be able to, that money needs to leave. They can't make that. So that's what happens. So as far as I'm aware, we can look into that and find out exactly what they were. But the biggest piece that we have been listening to is bingo. And we've been working really hard to try to get them to be able to get back in here. And this is what we have. And it didn't come from bingo, it came from me with a red alert, so.
Okay, because it just, at least in my mind, it gets a little confusing because, just to clarify, the Texas Hold'em and all these other gambling type of get together.
Right.
They have all the proper paperwork then?
They have all the proper paperwork, yes, they do. And we've already talked with Mr. Blair, and we've spoken with the gentleman at Texas Hold'em. We have all the appropriate paperwork in their files that is locked up in Kelly's office.
And what is the title of their paperwork?
I don't know, I haven't looked at it.
But it's proper.
It's been a long time.
Yes, it's properly checked on.
When you're talking about a gambling one, and you can go right on the Florida statutes, it's all listed out there.
Right.
When you go on the Florida statutes, it explains the different levels of gambling and what you have to do in order to be able to do that legally in the state of Florida. Texas Hold'em, and to my knowledge, Jingles, because we worked with Alan about this, all of that has been updated and it's in the files where Kelly makes sure it stays in the office because paperwork was missing out in the hallway.
Right, but if I wanted to, I could just see how they're listed?
You can.
Or I can go to.
You can,
Okay.
absolutely.
And then I only heard about it, so I'd like you to clarify. The social dances, there was something like, something had to stop because it wasn't done correctly. 50-50, can you?
The share the wealth?
Yeah.
And we're still looking into that. We believe that they changed it to share the wealth because when it was 50-50, it caused concerns that the group was actually intaking money. So they had to tell the city how they were spending that money. So then they changed it to share the wealth. Some of the clubs that we have in here now are doing donations, because if it's done in a donation format, they're well within their realm to be in here and teach us or help us learn, if, you know, I have a hard time with some of those things, but, they can be in here, like, line dancing and several other things that we learn. We just had someone come that wants to do ballroom dancing. All of those people can take donations to those things, Tai Chi and what, you know, the water aerobics. If they have $5 a week that they give for their lesson, that can be a donated $5. But if they give it to them, then that has to be classified a business.
I don't know which one it was, but the lady that came from the outside was charging people. And I wish I.
And we believe that we've taken care of that. I know who you're talking about. We took care of that. So we should be all set.
Okay, and one last thing.
Okay.
The sauna, I wasn't at last board meeting, and then I tried.
Did you watch it?
I tried, and then finally somebody said, go to News and News, there's a different way to get on it. I was going through the old way, trying to find it.
Okay, but the sauna right now, we're working towards making sure that everything is, from the company that we chose, there were too many different pieces, too many tiers to that puzzle. We do have a company that's coming in that's out of Clearwater. And we don't know what they're gonna say at this point. We'd like to be able to get somebody in there. We don't wanna be nickel and dime. We don't want you guys nickel and dime to death by somebody that comes in and looks at us with an $11,000 bill for taking care of both, and then we find out this is on your nickel, this is on, you have to hire all these other people. So, that wound up not being cost effective. So we're hopeful that we can get someone in here to at least take care of the men's room and open up the women's.
Yes, it is part of what is offered in Brookridge.
Absolutely, absolutely, it's an amenity that's here. Correct.
Is it on?
I think they are.
Hello, I'm Paula Ahern, Unit 6. I'm doing that.
I'm Nancy Nashera, Unit 1.
And we represent the pickleball club. So I have a question. I'm the treasurer now for the pickleball club. So my question is, we do collect dues from our members, the pickleball members, to purchase balls and supplies, maybe a party, you know, different things that we need for our group. So we do have a bank account, and we have about $400. We have about $400. So what impact, now what do I need to do? Is there
Okay.
something I need to do to make that legal?
Okay, well, you just did what you have to do.
Oh, great.
Yay!
I just told
What we'll do is we'll look into that. You have the ability, you gotta remember that when you look into the Florida statutes, it's very clear. But I can help you with that so that you can find the direction with that.
I do keep a spreadsheet,
Yes.
since I've been the treasurer and I took that position, I do have a spreadsheet of all the money, like who
Right.
gives us what.
So all of your money goes into your club.
Yes.
It doesn't go to separate people, it
No,
doesn't go out to the
No,
community.
it goes to the club.
Okay, so I can show you where you can find that, so you'll get the outline of what you need to do.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Somebody's out.
We have 3 comments online if you'd like.
Okay.
Sandy Hoos, all of Tuesday night bingo goes to Hernando County High School seniors in the form of scholarships, and that is run by the ladies of Brookridge who do not have a lawyer. So that is in regards to Tuesday night bingo. Mark Cult, the audio is much improved when you're not on stage.
Well, maybe we'll think about that.
And then we have from Jerry Kraft, a quick reminder, the food trucks are today 4 to 7. It's the Pit Stop Grill. And September 16th will be Wicked Cookies and Big Whirlies from 4 to 7. And after that, a free social hour from 6 to 9 on the 16th.
Thank you, Jerry.
And then one more thing from Sandy. Pickleball needs an EIN number. Tax-free identification.
Yeah, right. It's a tax-free number, and that's what it will show in the outline when I show you that. Yes, yes.
I have a question, the food trucks are coming.
Can you use this microphone, because I only got part of that.
Cindy Hanson, Unit 6. The food trucks, when the food trucks come in here, you say with that document, it's a company within a company, aren't they companies that are coming in here?
The food truck has their license, bonded, and insured to run their food truck. They come in here by invitation of the BCPO. So that's what takes place. I don't believe,
They don't use our building.
they don't use our buildings, they use their
They
own.
have their own.
So if anything happens in here to that food truck, that's covered by them. That's on their dime, not on ours.
What about outside though?
What about outside?
It's not safe where they have it. I'm not saying not to have it.
We hear that you're telling us that it's not safe.
It should be where it's left.
And we understand that, and we did take, and we walked through the whole parking lot. I know that Kelly has done this, the Public Works has done this, and I've been out there as well as other residents, and I believe that we're gonna leave it where it is.
So it doesn't matter, cars are coming from all different ways. When you have it right by the tennis court.
Well, let's hope that because of the fact that the food truck is on that side of the road, that people will adhere to the pedestrian signs if somebody needs to get across there. And I'm hopeful that they're paying attention to the 10-mile-an-hour speed limit in front of the clubhouse. If not, we can only do what we can do, but right there where it is at this point, gives people access and access to a crosswalk to get into this building. It also gives them access to a huge parking lot to park, go get their food, and then go do whatever they'd like to do. So that's the reason why it's gonna stay where it's at. We thought about putting it up here, but if you put it up here and there's a fire, anything happens, you've blocked off people can't, so we can't do that. Fire department says that.
My only concern was because you have flip zones, saying, I'm worried about the people getting hurt.
Well, if they stay on that side of the road and they get their food, they should be outside. Our parking lot looks great. Kudos to whoever did it. I think it was wonderful.
Okay, whatever.
I think it's gonna work out just fine. And hopefully people will be careful trying to get there. I hope. So we'll see. Anything else, Kelly?
Just another comment that the audio is very clear today. Thanks.
Thank the crews that did it up in the back up there. They did a wonderful job, and people just continue to make sure that our electronics up here in the clubhouse are better and better all the time, so.
Is it okay if I just mention that regarding the food trucks, each time we also set up a few tables and chairs inside, so that way it's a very clear path straight inside, especially if there's any weather, they can still enjoy their meal with friends,
And I believe that they put the cornhole things up, and they have a few little things like tables where they can play cards or whatever they'd like to do. Those things are all up while that's going on. So that gives you guys something else to just do, especially if it's a rainy afternoon. So, anything else? Any other questions, concerns? I am going to speak to a concern that took place a few nights ago. There was no gunshots in Brookridge. I'm not really sure where that came from, but there were none. Everything and anything that's happened in here that warranted the sheriff's department coming in has been resolved without anybody being hurt. Everything is good. And if it's not good, we'll let everybody know. What we can let them know. Okay. The gate didn't, nobody broke the gate. Do you want to know who broke the gate? It was an act of, the powers that be. Oh yeah, lightning hit it and it was electrical, spazzed it out, so the guys took it off. We ordered a new elbow, is that what he called it? We ordered a new elbow, and now we're waiting for that to come. These storms have been horrific. The lightning has been beautiful, but it's deadly. Deadly. We had a house, I don't know if you guys are aware, we had a house up on Basin, that wound up with Basil, that wound up with a bolt of lightning going directly through it and blew out, the smoke and the And these people had bought their house and never seen it.
Oh my
My
gosh.
heart just breaks for them because they never even got a chance to be in it. Thank goodness, actually, you know, but it did. The lightning bolt came down through and the fire department claimed it deemed it, you know, you can't. I don't know the answer to that. I just know that it's horrific. They came in and did another one, so these storms are deadly. Please adhere to all of the, you know, lightning safety, which that's the other thing we're doing. The hurricane team met. We now have, and that will be posted, who's on the hurricane team, in order to be able to take care of the community when something comes up like that. We've met, we have the new books, everything is in place, and we're putting together we have the hierarchy of this was first, second, third, this is, and all of the people that are involved. So that will be taking place, that's already done.
Yeah, do we have a siren?
You know what? I don't know the answer to that.
I mean, I've lived in communities before, like, they have a golf course especially, they have a siren that goes off when there's a bad storm. We warn everybody, they're off the golf course, but you can hear it throughout the community.
That's really good. We'll have to look into that and see what we can do with that. There could be one in here somewhere. But we'll find out and let you know.
We also have 8 employees now that have been certified in CPR and AED. We've had an AED machine, a couple of machines for years now, and no one was trained on how to use them, so thank goodness we haven't had to use them. But now we have 8 employees that have been trained CPR and AED.
So things are moving along, we're working on it, one step at a time. And when we find a file of papers that's 6 inches deep, we start at the top and go right straight down. So that's what we're doing. Anybody else? Are we all good? Questions, concerns? Anybody? Okay, just remember, we're all down at, well, not all at the same time, but we're down at the office. Our numbers should be everywhere. If not, we'll make sure that they're available. Because there are gonna be some things that are coming up, especially with the weather being the way that it is, that you're not gonna be able to get a hold of the office to find out and get an actual answer. And when you go into the office and meet Doreen and Dawn, they are wonderful, wonderful people. Dawn spent an hour with a gentleman the other day because he was worried about paying his bills. So very, very pleasant people, willing to help you however they can, to do whatever they can. So please say hello to them and greet them into the community because they're wonderful people.
We are trying to gear the office help to help residents. Some residents just need help with certain things, and they're here by themselves and they have no family. And they come in to ask a question, they've always just been turned away, that, you know, I'm sorry, I can't help you. We're really trying to change that, to make it so that if somebody needs some help, we can either help them or get them the help they need. Make it more friendly.
I just have one statement.
Okay, so if you need to make a statement, you need to come up here, we can't hear you, we gotta hear you. You two have to hear you, you two have to know what you're saying, girl.
Okay, I just have one statement. I was leaving the park and I stopped and talked to the people that take care of the gate. And I told them, I said that I thought they were doing a fantastic job. And they're really working themselves silly, trying to do things right. And she just looked at me and because she kind of looked at me like, you know, here comes somebody. And when I told her, I said, you guys are doing a great job. She said, thank you very much. She said, you made our day. She said, most people don't tell us how good we're doing. They tell us how bad we're doing. So my suggestion is maybe when you go through the gate, just stop and tell them they're doing a great job. And that will enthuse, they will be more enthused and do a better job at, you know, from there.
That is a great idea, and I do hope that everybody does that. We do have some really wonderful people out in the gate area now, and we get comments on them all the time that are good. It feels really good to have the good comments. But the really heart-wrenching thing for me was to find out that the majority of the people that were coming into the clubhouse, that worked here, that worked at the gatehouse, that worked at the office, were met with some form of a hostile response to their question. That, I don't even know where any of that would come from. I never want you to feel or think that that you should meet anybody with any kind of hostility. If you have a difficulty with somebody, please, if we don't know about it, if we're not aware about it, we can't do anything about it. But when you're greeting these new people, I can tell you that we work really hard to make sure that these people are friendly and they know that their role, they're here because of the residents. So let's be pleasant, let's be respectful, and let's see whether or not we can help them out. And if we can't, direct them to somebody that can. And that's what we want them to understand.
Question on the gatehouse. My son was visiting a week ago. He said he sat up there, it was late in the evening, around 9 o'clock. He sat up there at the gate for 10 minutes. Nobody responded to him. The resident side was open. He said he just backed up and drove in the resident side. Nobody stopped him, nobody nothing, nobody questioned it.
The resident side is always.
He was at the window waiting?
Yeah, he waited for 10 minutes. He said there was 2 ladies in there, they were chit-chatting and using their phones. And he said, I just waited 10 minutes and then I thought, forget it. I just backed up and came in the residence open side.
You know what day, night that was, so that we could pinpoint who that was?
No, I can ask him. He went home.
That would be helpful, because then we can pinpoint
Usually,
it.
he said the other nights there was a really nice gentleman in there, and he always stopped him and asked the questions he should ask. But he said this night there was 2 ladies, and he said, I waited 10 minutes, and they just chit-chatted amongst themselves.
Well, if we can get a date, and that's what we keep telling everybody, if we don't know, we can't help. And certainly those 2 people in the gatehouse that were not doing their job, and they were chit-chatting, have not been spoken to, because apparently it's happened more than once. But if we can pinpoint dates, we can pinpoint the employee, and we can have a talk with them about it and see whether or not it can be resolved. If it, hopefully it can be resolved. But we are very clear when we hire somebody, your priority is going to be your job description and the community folks, all of the residents, because that's who employs you. So you take care of them and be nice to them. So that's what we want. You guys come first. Their little chit chat can wait till they have 10 minutes in between. So.
Nobody else was there, he said, so he just backed up and came in through the open gate.
And I can tell you, we don't have an issue talking to employees that are not doing what they're expected to do. We definitely speak with employees that we have found have been short with residents, but we also speak with residents that have been short or disrespectful to the employees, because that is not okay either. It's a give and take, respect. Let's just all, be nice. Right, Kelly?
Right.
Anything else? Are we all set? Any other questions, concerns, comments? Just make sure you can either come up to the office or call one. Hi there.
Hi there.
I know who this is. I spoke with you on the phone. Yay. Did you come in time to hear me say we got the hurricane?
I just missed it.
You did?
We just dismissed our meeting, and I came over as soon as I could.
Perfect.
So I got here at the tail end when you said nobody knows how to use an AED. I am CERT trained, my wife is CERT trained, others in CERT have had the training for AEDs. So you folks are safe right now, having a heart attack right now.
Okay, so can you introduce yourself to anybody that might not know who you are?
Okay, when you look in the front of the book and find out CERT, you'll find my name there, Bill Hartman. And I've been in charge of CERT since Lois left 16 years ago. And we've been having these meetings the first Wednesday of every month since that time. So we've got an issue right now. During the summer, we oftentimes do not hold meetings. So in June, July, and August, we weren't meeting. But apparently when the last manager back 4 months ago was told that we weren't meeting, she didn't publish anything in the books from that time on the news and views from that time forward. September does not have CERT listed, but we just had our first meeting since the summer break. So the trainings that we get are basic first aid, what to do in a situation. The sad news is, and it sounds awful, but the reason nobody knows about us, what hurricane has ever hit us?
Well, it wasn't directly,
Right.
it's not a direct hit.
We've only had like 2 or 3 that have come near, but they always turned thanks to the prayers of the people here, I think. But because there's not been an emergency, we have never been activated by the county in over 30 years. So that's a great thing, and that's a
Great thing, woo-hoo!
But by the same token, that lets us kind of fall by the wayside and people get laxed. How many of you stayed here during that last hurricane that came close? That's illegal. You realize that?
What did you say?
In this mobile home park, it is to be evacuated. Fire trucks came through, police departments came through and said, if you're still here, you should have been gone. You do not stay during an evacuation time. A few years ago, when CERT was still under the sheriff's department, they would put a guard at the gate, a sheriff, to stop anyone from going in or out. How could you go anywhere to get any help you needed? I am also licensed to carry a ham radio for communication with emergency people. Now, I didn't raise my hand when I said how many were still here, but I was still here. So, because I'm the team leader, and there's no way I could leave the park and then come back in time to help if it was needed. So I was illegally staying at my home.
Well, the other thing is, just a suggestion, I would love to hear, if the county does call an alert for you to be able to go to action, what do you do?
That depends on what the action is. The last few years, excuse me, when we've had a hurricane nearby, it didn't affect us. We were able to stay in our own homes or come back right away to them, but a lot of neighboring areas we were called out to help distribute water and food supplies and any emergency things people might not have in the flood zones. So it's only the flooding that really hurt the community around us, not Brookridge per se, but those around us. So those were called out to help hand out supplies, hand out the information, tell them where they could get any kind of service they needed.
And all of your supplies are here in the clubhouse?
We have food supplies. So after a hurricane is passed and it's deemed safe to return, CERT comes in, first responders, and we check the area to see what's needed. If someone has no food, we have food to support a few families, not 6,000.
Right, but Kelly, here in the clubhouse, I know that they were trying to, Public Works spoke to me about that, and I said you can't move it. Here in the clubhouse, you have the CERT, all of their supplies and products.
Correct.
So those have to stay in the area that most people can be accommodated, which would be the clubhouse. Okay? Okay.
So, I don't know, we need volunteers just as you do for other things here, and we're finding it very difficult to get new families that are moving in. I'm sorry, but younger people, because at the age that I'm reaching, it's getting harder and harder to carry someone out of a mobile home that has collapsed and needs help.
Right.
So it's even been changed in our training. We're not even going into those homes anymore. We have to wait on EMT, some other fire and rescue type situation to come to enter a home, sheriff's department and so forth.
Okay, so the unit reps liaison is putting the hurricane packet that we have It didn't get updated from 2024, so 2025, they told us to use that one, they changed it in 26. So Roberta and her team of people have, they're reformatting the newcomers packet that they get. So maybe we could ask if your flyer or your information went in there, that way they would be able to know that you guys are in here and are available.
Now, this folder, did it come from the EOC, the Emergency Operations Center in Brooksville?
The one that we have, I don't know the answer to that, but I can get it out, and you said it would have come from who?
It would come from
EOC?
CERT, but
Okay.
EOC is the building.
Perfect. So I will find out that information and I'll call you and let you know. If not, you can get us some of those, or at least one.
I should be able to get you a
Perfect.
box.
And then we'll make sure that they go in the packet. See how easy that was?
I know.
And we'll make sure that that's in the clubhouse calendar. And it's what day every month? Starting in October, because September's gone. First day of the month, and it's here at the clubhouse.
And it's at Clubhouse,
At
Room D,
Room D, at what time?
10 o'clock,
10 o'clock. And it's the first Wednesday.
first Wednesday.
First Wednesday, Kelly. Okay? And just for all of those YouTubers and everybody else in here that didn't hear, they're looking for a younger crew of people to start coming in and learning these different things. So anybody that does have their AED or their CPR, you're like on the road to there. So anybody interested, please give him a call and let him know. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
New training for new people coming into CERT will be November 1st, 8th, and 15th.
So it's November 1st, 8th, and 15th,
Right, and it's like 8:30 to 5,
8:30 to 5.
and that's at the EOC building, which is by the sheriff's office in Brooksville.
EOC building. Perfect. So we can do a write-up on that and make sure that, we'll do it out in a blast email as well, because I think things are running behind a little bit.
I don't want to tie you up a whole lot, but I did want to say, thanks for the call, and it's good to.
Well, it was nice talking to you. I learned a lot in that phone call, so thank you for being somebody that answers the phone. You know, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you all.
And I need to clarify something about the timing. I used to be with CERT, now with a group that meets earlier at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm with the, I call it Neighborhood Watch, but it's Crime Watch. We had to change our time from 11, the first Wednesday of the month, to 9, so we could attend here. Because sometimes we went from 9 to 12, or 10 to 12, I mean. Now, there's a problem with CERT because they haven't changed their time. They meet at 10, you meet at 10. And that, to me, is conflictual because they could probably get more people attending, but when you have to toss it up, which meeting do you go to?
Well, I think that's something that him and I will have to talk about, some meeting times. I know that we went through this with the last 2 boards that I've sat on. You know, we'll meet, you know, the first whatever day of the month. Those days changed and changed and changed. So we thought, we'll just leave it on Wednesday because the board meeting itself is on a Wednesday. So we'll do the first Wednesday and the third Wednesday. We can't keep, I mean, we rearranged it several times and people couldn't come.
No, you know what? I think that's a good idea for you to do that. What
Yes.
I'm saying is, we finally decided we're not gonna meet 11 o'clock. Because if I'm in here at 10 and it's still going on, I'm gonna miss the meeting.
Well, that's why I said, I think we'll get together and talk about their meeting time so it doesn't interfere. So if they want to come here and be here, we can do that. They can do that.
And sometimes I get people, because I've heard different people say different things about when we do have a hurricane, possible hurricane hitting this area. Yes, you're not gonna be forced out of your home, but take safety, consider safety. How strong is the hurricane gonna be? What decisions do you have to make? And you're on your own if you stay in your mobile home.
Correct.
One thing more is that people think that this clubhouse could be after the fact, that people can come here or they can come here even before a hurricane. It's not set up strong enough to be a shelter.
The clubhouse is not a shelter, but we have a school that opens up directly
Junior
behind
high,
us,
junior
that
high.
is a shelter.
Right. And the other part of it, and I don't want to lose the track, yes, they can come here after a hurricane if they need oxygen replenishing, because those items were bought and they should be operational, that they can plug in, and we have an emergency backup, just so much power here at the clubhouse, if I'm not mistaken. Generator, and that there is a machine or two, I think only one so far.
Right, and I don't know if everybody's aware of this, but on the board, we have a nurse of a gazillion years. I won't say how many, I'll just say a gazillion. And she's definitely more than qualified to be able to check these, machines that we have, make sure everything is up and running. The CPR, AED gentleman looked at and made sure that our equipment was all up to date and ready for the next, whatever it needed to be done.
Yeah, because thank God they got extra, because they weren't where they should have been, but now they are. And yes, you've already had a training or two, I came to one of them.
We work on that all the time.
And even people that live here need to come and get that training, because you
I
don't
would
know.
agree with that, yes.
Okay, that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Oh, now we have, there's something wrong with news and views. Oh, no.
Unit 4. You have here on Thursday, the 18th, a budget voting. We don't even have a budget. How are we gonna vote on that?
The budget voting is for the board.
Just for the board, and you
We
have to take
do
the
the
whole,
budget voting, am I correct, Jerry? We do the budget voting first and then we present it to you.
up here, correct?
We vote on it and then it
Okay.
goes directly to you, all of you, everybody.
Everybody's gonna be here that day?
Well, I don't know if everybody will be here that day, but it will be available to you.
So
And
you're
the budget
using
right
the whole
now-
hall then?
But the budget right now is not available to you, it's for the board to look at and be able to figure out whether or not we agree with the budget. If we
I'm
do,
just asking, you need the whole area. You're cutting jingles.
Oh,
What
you're
doing.
talking about, well, I can't, that's out there, that's not in here.
Hold
So
on
we
here,
can still play at our regular time.
I don't,
hold on here. He showed me the news and views a while ago before the meeting. That's actually Thursday, not Wednesday. Wednesday is the board meeting on Wednesday. So I think that's a misprint or something that he's got on the.
So Wednesday,
I know it's like.
it does say board meeting.
County or something,
Wednesday it says the board,
but he's talking about Thursday.
you're talking about Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Kelly, so is that the budget voting from the county?
No.
So this budget voting is for here?
Not for all day, no.
That's what it says.
I guess I don't know.
Okay, we'll check that out, we'll let you know. Is this your news and views? Okay,
Yeah, I'll take it back.
okay. We'll check into that and find out. I've only looked at the calendars that came and that we put on.
Well, they're pushing us back, and how many people to find out about this? They read this thing and they're not gonna show up. They're not showing up at 7:00 at night to start playing. That's too late for them.
Okay, so let's find out what happened and let's see what we can do to rectify
Can you
it.
put a memo out or something?
I think, well, as long as my email's functional, I'll put an email out.
Well,
I'll
I think
just
it's time to
keep,
get rid
we'll
of
get a
Spectrum.
blowhorn and I'll drive around in my golf cart.
I think it's time to get rid of Spectrum, you know?
Oh my God, don't you worry, if we could, we would.
Well, let's vote on it.
We have other thoughts.
Enlighten us, please.
Well, we're actually, I can't say that. So I'm not gonna, but you guys will be well aware when we do it, so. We're not doing anything that you guys aren't gonna know about ahead of time.
So everybody who's listening, we're gonna be on our regular time. Is that correct on the 18th?
Your regular time is what?
6:15.
6:15 PM
Correct,
on Thursday,
correct.
the
18th.
18th of September.
Right.
6:15 PM Thursday, the 18th of September. Jingles will be here at the clubhouse without a board meeting and no budget. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. And the email will come out. I'll make sure it's corrected that way. Okay, you're welcome.
There's a comment
I hope that she raises her hand.
from Brenda McMahon in Unit 6. Wants to remind everybody of the RV walkthrough next Wednesday at 10 a.m. They are looking for volunteers.
Thank you, Brenda. I thought it was today too, but if it's next Wednesday.
Today after the meeting.
Supposed to be today at noon time after the meeting, or whenever we got done.
They're still watching. We had discussed having the walkthrough, originally you said 10 o'clock, but then we reminded you of the board meeting. And so you said, okay, after the board meeting. So respond via YouTube if you're still watching.
Yeah, she was here, but now she must watch it on YouTube. So hopefully she'll respond. I thought it was today. Yeah.
There's one more question. When can we expect the September news and views to be online?
I
That's
believe I
already been
covered this.
addressed.
Yeah, I believe I covered this, but I'll do it again. I'm gonna go back to the office this afternoon. We believe that the compressed file is actually able to be put through now. So as long as I have email, that will go to Andrea. That's what I'm working on today, is making sure that that's updated. There are several things on the website that we thought were already updated, but due to the fact that the emails have been spotty, to say the least, a lot of the emails Andrea hasn't gotten. So we're taking care of that this afternoon. Have you heard from Brenda?
McMahon?
Yeah.
She said it's in the calendar for the 174, not enough volunteers today.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. We stand corrected.
So she's asking for more volunteers to walk through the RV next Wednesday at 10 a.m.
RV walkthrough next Wednesday, 10 a.m. If anyone else can volunteer, that would be great.
Okay, we're still looking for, other than the ABRC and the ACC, we're looking for volunteers for all committees, the social club as well. Just saying. Anybody have any questions, comments, any other statements? If none, I don't have to, do I have a motion? This is just I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Okay, Paula.
Okay.
You can
Well, talk to her about that number.